What is going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about Energy Web Token, a little bit about it, how it works, the fundamentals, and also a price prediction towards the end of this video. Now, moving forward, I also just want to say this is that, I've just been kind of observing the markets for the past month or two. That's kind of why I haven't made a video. I feel like there's just been so much trust in centralized entities, myself included. And, I've just been kind of watching that, crypto in itself is supposed to be something that's decentralized. And what we did was we put it into a centralized entity and put our trust in that. And that failed us. That failed me. That failed lots of different investors. Even some decentralized applications, of course, have failed people as well. But, for the majority, it's been these centralized entities that have just failed investors and people that are, into the crypto industry. And so moving forward, I just want to say this is that I'm going to be focusing, mostly heavily on DeFi and also just the fundamentals of specific projects that are building in the space currently, and that I think also just have a great potential in the space. And that's why I'm going to be talking about Energy Web Token today. And I'm going to be, of course, moving forward with different projects that I've talked about previously. I think my next video, I'm going to talk about Quant. And I'm going to be focusing more on DeFi tutorials as well. Now, I also think that I will be talking about some centralized exchanges like maybe Kraken, also Plutus, if, for the Europeans out there who are using the Plutus card, I'm going to be talking about that in the future as well. So, there's some exchanges that I will talk about and stuff, but at the same time, all of this stuff is so speculative, and it's also very difficult to be able to just trust a single person in this unregulated industry. So for anyone that lost anything when it comes to different centralized exchanges, I myself have lost a lot of money, sadly. I think it's just important to continue focusing on different projects that are continuing to build in a decentralized manner. Moving forward, I'm going to be mainly just, again, focusing on DeFi and also just fundamentals of projects that I'm bullish on and that I also just want to talk about to you guys. So anyways, guys, today, this is a very speculative project. Energy Web Token is, and let's get into that. What is Energy Web? Well, it's a blockchain that is giving developers a platform to design software that is pushing clean energy and sustainability. Now, it also contains 3 different layers. So what are those layers? Well, here we can see blockchain. The trust section is inspired by the Ethereum network. So that's one section, the trust section, and it's inspired by the Ethereum network and contains the basic smart contract functionality. Then it also has a utility layer, and this is then designed for shared protocols, and this has a focus on communication, identity, and information exchange. And then finally, the third layer contains the software development kits or SDKs and application capabilities that are essential for developers. Now, moving forward here, why is this important? Well, investors are looking more closely at ESG factors. If you don't know what ESG factors are, or ESG, that means environmental, social governance. And, this is something that governments are starting to implement when it comes to different companies. Companies have to meet environmental regulations and standards and things like that. And well, how do you trust those companies to do that, right? Because as we've learned previously in the crypto markets, it's hard to trust a single person. It's hard to trust a centralized entity. And well, what we can do is work with blockchain technology to basically get this information in a trustless manner. So its blockchain is giving developers a platform to design software that is pushing clean energy and sustainability. So going over the history, it launched in 2017. It's a Colorado-based clean energy company, Rocky Mountain Institute, or RMI, and the blockchain developer Grid Singularity. Rocky Mountain Institute is a leading name in research and development in the energy sector. It has 46 projects in 21 different companies. That's right here on the website. You can see here, with our technology, we've grown the Energy Web community into the world's largest energy blockchain ecosystem, developing 46 projects in 21 countries for 41 partners. Now, when it comes to the roadmap, they're mainly focused on collaborations with different institutions and things like that. And if you actually go to their Twitter page, they announced all of this stuff. So you can see here they did this recent collaboration with an aviation company. We are excited to announce a partnership with Rocky Mountain Institute to build an independent, sustainable aviation fuel registry. So you can see there's all these different, collaborations with different institutions and use cases and things like that when it comes to the token and the company itself. Fascinating stuff, honestly. So when it comes to the token, I was thinking, what does the token have to do with any of this, right? Like, what is the point? And so I came across this website and it said the Energy Web token is the utility cryptocurrency that powers the blockchain. It was designed with the same goal in mind to create applications in the clean energy sector. The token currently has two main uses and is used to pay gas fees on the network. For every transaction, this tax is then sent to reward validators for processing these transactions. It's also used as a payment source to finance the decentralized applications on the Energy Web blockchain. So not really anything interesting, and I wanted to find the actual use case and future use of the utility of the token. So I came across this comment here, which actually gives a pretty decent insight into its utility. Its utility isn't really relevant yet. It is meant for energy exchanges, and it will really shine in 10 years when many consumers have EVs to fill, EV chargers and solar panels at home, creating more energy than they use, and Energy Web Token can facilitate the buying and selling of that energy. The scarcity comes from the circulation limits. The blockchain itself also has a lot of untapped potential. There's the ability to make dApps and energy exchanges. It's basically there to help the energy sector transition into the future. For example, by helping companies proof through an external nonprofit organization, Energy Web, that they actually use renewable energy. That's what BlackRock is interested in. We're going to talk about BlackRock in a second. And they are all in on ESG investing, or environmental social governance investing, and will need those green proofs if they want to expand their portfolio to new forms of assets. But this is only the small part. The main part is, I think, the tools they are creating for energy companies. Imagine like operating systems for energy grids. This is the interesting stuff, and the best part is that it's being used by big companies already. No fluff, no if this or that happens. No, it's actually being used, and it helps. It solves problems for these huge companies, and it creates value in the real world economy outside of the crypto bubble. And to my knowledge, Energy Web is the only crypto project that does this. So you might be wondering, what is BlackRock? Well, BlackRock is actually the big daddy when it comes to investing firms. And they actually have $10 trillion in assets under management. Okay, so more than the crypto industry. Okay, the cryptocurrency market capitalization is under $1 trillion right now, and this company BlackRock has over $10 trillion. Now, their current revenue has been $19 billion in 2021, so their net income is $5.9 billion. A very profitable company, and again, it's a multinational investment company based in New York City. Big company. And they actually mentioned Energy Web Token. BlackRock is encouraged that organizations such as RMI and Energy Web are developing programs to bring greater transparency to sustainable energy usage in Bitcoin mining, and will follow progress around those initiatives. So this was really big. Now, also, if we take a look at this article was actually written on August 11th of 2022, and this was around the time that BlackRock actually gave Energy Web a shout out. I believe they also may have an investment in Energy Web as well. As you can see here, after that was talked about, you can see here that there was a rally up to $15. Now, the previous all-time high was around $20, and that was in April 17th of 2021. And it's also ranked at 162. Current price is around $3.80, and also it has a market cap currently of around $114 million. So their subreddit is also actually really small. It only has 4,500 subscribers, but it's actually been growing steadily ever since May of 2020. Has been just on a slow incline. It's been doing well, gaining followers over time. It's not too big, but it is what it is. And then when it comes to its price point, if we were to compare the price of one Energy Web token to for example, one Bitcoin, that would put the price, if we compared it to the current market cap of Bitcoin, to $7,355 per one EWT, or an upside of 1,935x. Now, when it comes to circulating supply, max supply, total supply, this is something that we have to talk about because there is going to be inflation. So the circulating supply currently has 30 million, what it looks like here, which is 30%, and the max supply will be 100 million. Okay, so 100 million coins will be minted eventually, and the total supply is 48 million. So there's 48 million currently, and there's 30 million that are currently circulating, and there's going to be a max supply of 100 million. So you got to keep that in mind, is that there is going to be inflation when it comes to this project. Now, with that said, if we were to compare the current market cap to other price points, and let's also just say that if we were to compare at its previous all-time high, which looks like it was around $20 back in April. Yep, $20 here, you can see. If we were to compare that with a current project today, where would that put us? Well, that would actually put us at the current ranking of around Theta Network, which would be $898 million when it comes to market cap. And that would put the potential price to $20, or an upside from this current price of 443%. Moving forward, if it were to actually hit somewhere around $50, that would put the price point to around Stellar or XLM at a market cap of $2.3 billion, or a potential price of $53. Moving forward, if it were to hit, for example, Polkadot, that would be $150, an upside of 39x, and that would be at the market capitalization to $6.6 billion. So let me know what you guys have to think about Energy Web Token. I think it's a very speculative project, and honestly, I think there's a lot more future developments to go through and a lot more adoption needed for it to really grow. But let me know what you guys have to think about it. Honestly, it seems like a very interesting project, and it's also listed on a couple of prominent exchanges as well. So anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.